Hello, we'll be exploring the disciplines of creative writing and film writing genres, presented by myself, Nicola Dawson. Let's get started. Why do we call it genre? I will start with the introduction to give you a briefing of what we're getting into. Then I'll give you the definition of genre, which is a universal description of what genre is. And I will be speaking on what is creative writing genre and what is film writing genre. And then I'll give you my conclusion to what genre, what disciplines for creative writing and film writing provide for English literature. It has been questionable whether film writing has genres. When a genre is mentioned in literature and film, not everyone understands it. The need to categorize your work comes in the form of a genre. The only way to know what type of work you are reading or watching is by its genre. First, you will need to know the definition of what a genre is and how it is pivotal to in creating, writing, and film writing. The definition of genre. The organization of literature into categories based on the type of writing the piece exemplifies through its contents, form, and style. As you can see, these people are reading off of a piece of paper. That piece of paper is the creative writing that is going to be projected into a play. And you got the content, which is the writing. The form is the background, which is theatrical drama. It looks possible like some type of setup. We know that it is going to be a play. So we have our style. And with that, we know there is a certain type of genre. And by the way, the man in the brown is making his hand signals, you can kind of think this is possibly a drama, or it could be just action or monologue. It depends. It all really depends because, like it says, the content, the form, the style will let you know what genre it is. But normally, you can only tell by what you hear, what you see, and what they say. Literary genres are poetry, like William Shakespeare is one of the most acclaimed poets. He is a part of American academia setting. It is in many schools where his plays and his poetry has been a part of the academics. And then you have essays, which is also another literature genre, and this is utilized in the academics and as personal memoirs. Then you have novels like per se To Kill a Mockingbird, a novel that has also been produced into film. And then you have plays. Many creative writers have produced plays. Some have made it to Broadway, New York City, to be performed in front of a massive audience. One of the oldest form of film and creative writing are plays. Before there was TVs, before there was anything, there were plays. And that's for literary genres. So now we're going to get into creative writing. We need to understand how creative writing, which is English literature, can be a discourse, and also how creative writing is everywhere. It is crossed over to many different disciplines. Creative writing is another form of literature work. The same genres that are located within literature are also a part of creative writing. Poetry, novels, short story, for example. Creative writing also includes many other genres that do not fit in literature. These genres arouse the audience's imagination and curiosity. Per se fiction, creative nonfiction, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, and that's just only to name a few. Creative writing and rhetoric. Creative writing changes lives. It touches the audience. It makes them feel something. Whether you getting whether it is you're saying, oh, that didn't even sound good, or you still get a reaction, because that's what creative writing is looking for, a reaction. And it is a discipline that leaves an audience asking why and how. Sometimes we read these books and we're like, what happened, but what's going to happen next? And it wants us to dig more into it, so we question it. And that's what creative writing is about. We want you to question more about the literature, the feed. We want your perception, we want the feedback, we want to know more of what is stirred up in you, what kind of emotion you really got from it. Then there's creative writing is a discipline that crosses over, like I said before. It crosses over into many different genres. Per se, disciplines such as religion, philosophy, the film industry are a few that include creative writing in their teaching and their process. Religion utilizes parables with spiritual awarenesses and takes the individual outside the normal human thought process. Philosophy questions the reason of what our being and what we do as humans. And film brings all that is religion, philosophy, and creativity to the big screen for a massive audience to perspective. And that's where we see the crossovers, because all those disciplines need a creative concept, a creative idea. Now we have the genre of filmmaking. Everything in filmmaking involves creative concepts combined to create an astonishing, heartfelt, adventurous, animated, and comical screenplay. Filmmaking genres also include fiction and nonfiction. Filming specializes in documentaries, short films, and reenactments of plays and real life events. And this is where the similarity comes in at with creative writing, and how they have this crossover, and where we have to get deep down into our thoughts and into our whole perception of what we want to deliver to the audience. Genres defined in film. A film style that matches with the plot of a movie. It can be very broad, like action or horror, but it includes specific styles like comedy and drama. It's important because it helps you define what kind of film going to watch before you even get started. So it's like looking when you go to get a book from the store, and before you purchase it, you read the back of it, because it gives you a nice little descriptor of what is to come. It doesn't tell you everything, but it gives you a good chunk of what you are getting yourself into. That's what makes you purchase the book, correct? So we are here at my conclusion, and I hope that this gave you a lot of insight on whether whether film and creative writing is a comparable or contrasting discipline. Creative writing and film industry have so much in common. The only difference is the two disciplines of physical presence of actors on screen. Many would disagree that the two disciplines have genres that cross over one another. The disciplines are endless in ideas, and the disciplines are debated. especially when it comes to religion. But you can cross them over with politics, education, drama. Um, Religion is just real iffy because people are not trying to believe that it is a creativity that brings out the rise of the spiritual awareness and heightenment that you get from thinking outside the box. But if the next time you look at a movie or you watch a series, try to understand its purpose and meaning. And then look at the background and the surroundings because they make a connection between the written and the performance. I hope you liked the presentation. Thank you for watching and have a great one.